Says I've gone live. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Denise. I see that you're here. I hope you're having a good morning. It's kind of chilly and blustery out. I think we're in for some weather here soon. But I'm wrapped up in one of my shawls this morning because I thought maybe I would try to wrap it and tie it like a Mobius wrap and then see if this is something I want to wear to that Civil War thing. So I hope everybody's having a wonderful morning. And I don't anticipate too many people again today because it's the middle of the week, but I still want to stay true to the course. Come on every morning at 10:15 for our tea. My nose tickles right here. And just share my morning with you. So I'm glad you're here, Denise. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while. Okay, first things first is I do have another mail call. I forgot about the mail call yesterday. I did not do that yesterday, but I have a mail call for today. And I let the young lady know, oh gosh, I'm just tongue-tied this morning, that I was going to be coming on to do this. Now I'm yawning. So there's a young lady that I'm Facebook friends with, and she is in my cancer support group. And I had shared a story with her one time, and she was out and about doing some shopping, and she saw something that reminded her of the story. So she picked this thing up. She said she knew right away she had to get it and send it to me. So I've been hanging on to it for a while, and I'm going to do a mail call kind of related to our story time kind of thing today. So that's kind of neat. So I've got that. I also have the first hat that I completed for the Civil War reenactment group. And it's just a plain red beanie. They want them tall like this. They want them tall. So just a plain red beanie. If they want to wear it tall, so it kind of looks like a Papa Smurf hat, they can, or they can cuff the rim and wear it more like a fisherman hat. They can wear it that way. This is the one I'm going to leave the way it is. And then the other one, I will take the carding brush to it and see if I can break it up a little bit. Thank you, Denise. Thank you. This may be one you've already heard before. But I did not get started on my snooze yesterday. I got caught up in doing things around the house here and playing solitaire on my iPad. Don't tell Papa Jim. But sometimes I'll work myself until I kind of get a little out of breath, and then I'll just sit for 5 or 10 minutes. And before I know it, it's turned into 20. And I was doing laundry yesterday, but we've got the ducks water heater. We've got a tank heater for the ducks water and the chickens water. And so it's snaked in through a hole into the basement and it's plugged in. And it seems like every time I try to do a load of laundry, I blow a breaker. So I didn't get as much done yesterday as I wanted to because I had a huge load of sopping towels in the washing machine that I couldn't do anything with because there was no power to the washing machine. So let's select our tea for today. Let's get right into it. We have our 24 days of tea. And I'm not going to turn it around this time because it made me dizzy trying to find where it was, trying to look at it on the reverse. Today is the 6th of December, so we're looking for day 6. I see it right down here at the bottom. Pretty little box. I'll show you the box here in a second. And then we'll read what our ingredients are. Oh, I don't have my glasses. Let me grab my glasses real quick. There we go. I was going to try to crochet a Mobius shawl, but I think I'll wear this as a Mobius shawl when I go to the Civil War Christmas party. And then I'll crochet another shawl to kind of wear over it because I have this tied at the sides. So it's just a wrap. It's a wrap that I wear outside all the time when it's cold, but I've twisted it around and tied it to the back so it never comes undone. So, and then if I just do a shawl over that, then you won't be able to see that it's just been tied. It might look a little more authentic. I have to find a way to tie it so I don't have a big bulky knot on my sides. Then again, the wider the hips, the better back in those days, right? Might not be too bad of a thing. All right, let's see what we have for day 6. Here's our little box that we pulled out of our Advent calendar. This is the first striped one. I think we've had polka dots, we've had plain. This is the first striped one. And let's take a look at our tea. Oh, sorry. Oh, I got excited. The stitch on the hat's just a simple single crochet. I tried doing a moss stitch. I didn't like the way the hat was laying. It puckered at the top. This is just nothing but single crochet all the way around. I figured that way, if I try to felt it, it will be a little bit tighter of a weave. And also they won't get that much air through holes, but oh my goodness, I want you to see this, but I don't want it to mess up. Oh my gosh, I don't even know what this is called, but I'm in love with it. Oh, Denise, are you ready? Look at this beautiful little tee. Oh my God, look at this, the little star. Look at the little star. Isn't that adorable? I've got to get a picture today. I'm going to try to lay it down without it going anywhere. Where's my phone? Where's my phone? All right, my phone's not here. Where's my iPad? Where's my iPad? I've got to get a picture of it. Hang on. Bear with me. That is the cutest little tee I think I've ever seen, pulling it right out of the box like that. Oh my gosh. I want to get it so I don't get the laptop in the picture. If I show you the picture, I don't know if you could see it. It's a star anise. No, I don't think so. Star anise I've got some star anise. They're bigger and they're brown, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there are different types of star anise, Denise. I don't know. I don't know. Let me show you the picture I took of it so you can see how pretty it is. So you can see it up close. Look how beautiful that little bundle of tea is. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Gwen. Good morning. Oh, I just love this little tea today. I'm so excited. Let's read the directions, see what we've got in here. Gwen, look. And look, it looks like there's little granules of sugar in there too. Look how pretty that is. Oh my gosh. It's almost, yours are pointed. Huh. Mine are, let's see what this is. Let's just end the mystery right now and see what this is. Okay. So, I haven't even read the name of it. I've grabbed the box. I don't even know what the name of it is. Let's turn it over here. And the name of the tea today is called North Star. How appropriate. And I bet you there's only one little star in there. They give you, oh, I'm wrong. There's two little stars in there. We'll have to make sure we get one for each of our servings. Okay, North Star. Let's find it on our box here so we can read what the ingredients are. North Star. We have sugar, so those are some larger sugar crystals, orange peel, Nana mint, Nana, N-A-N-A, Nana mint, brittle, which is sugar hazelnut brittle. Oh my gosh. A white star sprinkle, which is sugar, white flour, cocoa butter, and potato starch. Natural flavorings of orange and vanilla. Lemongrass, moringa leaf, spinach, orange blossom. And it contains hazelnuts. Oh my goodness. Good morning, CB. Good morning. It's a cute little container for the tea too. I know what I'm going to do with the containers when I'm all done. I'm going to put little magnets on them and I will put them on my fridge and I can keep little bits of tea or spices or whatever I want. So let's go ahead and open up our tea and smell it. It's like my camera's just a little bit too high today. Let's smell. Oh, yes. Okay. I'm reading things and thinking I got things wrong, but I got it. Cayuga Homestead. CB in the house. Okay. Let's smell our tea this morning. I was really tired and feeling a little blah this morning. I'm going to admit it. We had a rough night last night. Didn't get a little sleep. We'll talk about that. But just seeing that little star, that just perked up my day. Yes, seeing you guys in the chat did as well. But that little star was such a surprise. Oh my gosh. It tickled my nose. Oh, it's got definitely has a spicy minty smell to it. Let's get it into our diffuser. I need a little bit room on my countertop here, a little bit more room. Let's bring this down. And let's see if we can add about half of this and maybe get one of those little North Stars in there. There goes one. You see the little star right here? I'm trying to hold the second star back so I have it for another bit of tea. All right, I got a little bit too much in here, but I have enough for another dose, and I'll just add some mint tea to the second batch. So here's our tea in our infuser. So cute. I love it. So, oh, it does smell good. And that little star, oh my gosh. All right, I did not see what temperature we were supposed to brew this at. So let me see if I can find it real quick without making myself too dizzy. Where was North Star? There it is right there. 200 degrees, and we're going to steep it for 5 minutes. That would have taken a lot less time if I just wouldn't have been so lazy and actually put my glasses on. The things I do, I swear. So I've got my tea kettle here, and I'm going to set it for 200 degrees. Press start, and we're going to bring our water up to temperature, and then we will steep our tea. So I did want to tell you, for anyone who was interested in the Civil War book that I discussed yesterday, I did put that link. There's a link for Amazon for that book, and it was really, really inexpensive right now. I'm telling you, it is worth reading. It was so good. So good. And I was so happy to see that it was reasonable. I don't know, $4 or $5 or something for this book called With This Pledge. I got the name wrong yesterday of the author. I don't remember what I said. Andrews, I think is what I said. It's Alexander. Tamara Alexander. She does period correct stories. A lot of them are historically based. Love, love, love it. Okay, so why is that doing that? Okay. I was going to do this mail call, but I feel like the little bit of a story needs to be before the mail call. So it's been almost 7 years. Oh my gosh, almost 7 years. It's been almost 7 years since my mother passed away. And I had a friend a long, long time ago. She had a tattoo of, she had an ugly tattoo on her chest. And as a treat one year for her birthday, I treated her to get it covered with something that was very important to her. She had a twin sister. And my nose tickles after smelling that tea. She had a twin sister. My friend had struggled with her weight all of her life, as did her twin sister. And her twin sister got her stomach stapled. She had the bariatric surgery so she could lose weight. Well, they had nicked her colon when they had done the surgery, and it went undetected. And she became very, very sick. And by the time it was discovered what was wrong, she had developed a very severe case of sepsis, and she passed away. And before she passed away, she told my friend, her twin, that she loved her. And my friend said to her twin, "Send me ladybugs." And so whenever she would see a ladybug, she would be reminded of her sister. So I thought that was so sweet. And so one year for her birthday, I paid to get this. She had a terrible tattoo, had it covered with 2 little ladybugs so she could always remember her sister. So I remembered that story, and I always thought it was so endearing. And when my mother was passing away, when she was in her final stages of life, just before she passed, actually probably just right as she passed, I told her I loved her, and I asked her to send me butterflies. Now, I know the butterflies that cross paths with me. I know that's not my mother. Some people say, oh, that's not your mom. I know it's not my mom. I asked her to send me butterflies, not visit me as a butterfly. So I love it because when I'm working out in the garden, if I see a little butterfly, I just say, thank you, Mom, because Mom thought to send me a butterfly. Oh, our water's done. Our water's done. Let's bring the camera down and see our tea dance, our tea leaf dance. And I want to see if the little star dances around. Oh my gosh. I love this little tea. I'm telling you. Okay. I'm going to bring the camera back down and we'll get back to our butterfly story. There we go. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. I'm going to open the lid here. I'm going to try to pour this without pouring it into my lap because I am a klutz. Here we go. All right. North. Oh, look at the beautiful tea leaf dance. Actually, they didn't dance very long, did they? They all went up to the top and floated. And I don't even know if I see my little star anymore. I bet you it melted. I bet you that contains the sweetener. And I don't even see the star anymore. It's gone. But we're going to close this. We're going to let it steep. I don't see the star, but it's already turning a little bit of a nice minty color. You can see there's a little bit of some dancing going on in there. The little bits are going up and down. They're dancing. Ooh, that's hot. That's the first time I've actually touched the side of the infuser with that hot water in there. So I'm just going to slide this to the side here. So, okay. So as my mama passed away, I asked her to send me butterflies. And it's just really a nice reminder when I see a butterfly, and it just makes me think fondly of my mother. So I had asked that of her. It was a Friday evening when she passed away. And on Saturday, I had to run into the pharmacy. And of course, I'd been up all night crying. And I had gone into the pharmacy to pick up a prescription. My doctor had actually written me a prescription so I could get some sleep. I'll be honest about it. At my mother's funeral, there were 2 doves beside her gravesite. Then at my niece's wedding, there were doves all around. When my daughter married, she asked if we could rent doves to release. I said, no, doves will be there. And they were. Oh, that's wonderful. That's a wonderful story, Gwen. That's really neat. I love it when things like that happen. So I had gone to the pharmacy, picked up my prescription. And as I was checking out, there was a lady that was arranging some beautiful little crystal flowers, you know, the ones with all the cuts so that when you see them in the sun, there's rainbows everywhere. These little flowers, little cut flowers of crystal. And they're on a little string, a little filament, and she was hanging them on a little turnstile. And as she's unboxing all of these delicate little flowers, there's this big, huge butterfly, right? It's like this big butterfly of cut crystals. And she goes, I didn't order this. She goes, do you want it? And I'm just like bawling. Yes, I want it. My mother sent me that butterfly, and it was just the only butterfly in the box, and she didn't order it, and she gave it to me. So I was like, what? So crazy. I loved it. So my friend, her name is Lynn, and she lives on the East Coast. And she said she had gone to a party this summer, a party store this summer. She was looking for flamingos because they were going to have like a flamingo-based party. Now my dog wants in. Why does she always interrupt me in the middle of story time? One moment. And of course, she's full of stickers. Yay, she's full of stickers. Little stinker, stickily stinker. So she had gone to the party store to find some things for this summer party. And she said right there in the middle of all of these flamingos was a butterfly. And she said she knew she had to send it to me. She said, you know, I got a little sign from your mama, and she asked me to send this to you. So she sent a card, and it has a beautiful little butterfly on the front of the card, and says, "A blessing is just what you need right when you need it." And that's so true with these butterflies. And I'm going to read it. I told her I'd read it. And it says, Alicia, signs. Like butterflies, they're a special gift from heaven. Each one is a special and unique validation that your mom is guiding and loving you through this crazy life. The symbol of what the butterfly means to you and your mom has always touched my heart and brought me more peace than you'll ever know. Thank you for sharing your story. Enjoy this gift from your mom. Love, Laura. I was so happy to read that. And what a sweet thing to do. So she sent me this little box here. And when you open it up, there's this beautiful little butterfly. It's got a tag on the back. I don't want it to spin around and show the tag. Look at that pretty little butterfly with all of the beautiful colors. And then right in the center is teal, which teal is my color because of ovarian cancer. That's the color for ovarian cancer. But it says, find beauty everywhere. What a beautiful little sign. I love that she said, enjoy this gift from my mom. What a sweet, sweet thing to do. So I have to find a special place to hang that. And it'll probably go on my Christmas tree for now, but then I'll probably hang it somewhere where I can see it every day. So Laura, if you get a chance to tune in and watch the replay, thank you. I love it very, very much. And I look forward to, I don't know where I'm going to put it. Maybe on my rear view mirror and try to avoid a ticket. Hey, knock it off. You should see the look she gives me when she does that. Oh my goodness. So I did not get started on my snood yesterday. Like I said, we just had a lot of things going on here, and the kitchen window, I've got the one that the big crystal one is in my kitchen window. And every morning when the sun's out, the sun's not out this morning, I've got it on a longer piece of filament, and it just spins and dances all on its own in the window. It's on the east side of the house. And every morning when the sun does shine some rays through it, my whole kitchen is just filled with beautiful rainbows. I have a southern window that I got another crystal butterfly, and it's on a crystal, I don't want to say it's on a crystal ball because that sounds wrong. It's just on a sphere, and it's sitting on there. And then, so in the afternoon, as it passes by, I get all the crystals there. And this one's little enough. I don't know, hanging it in that large window if it would just get lost, but I'll find a really neat place for it. And it might end up going in the kitchen window. It's hard to say. We'll see where we end up putting it. In my rearview mirror, I have hanging a teal hummingbird that another friend from my ovarian cancer support group gave me, a hummingbird. And so that's hanging there. So I'd either have to add to it or maybe put it in the truck or something. We'll see. I'll find a pretty little place for it. It's just really, really pretty. I love the colors in it, and it needs to be in a place where it can spin after I take the tag off the back. All right. I'm going to let this infuse a little bit longer. Oh, look. Look at the tea leaves. They're coming down. They've unfurled in the heat, and they're coming down into our water. And they're dancing back up. Can you see some of them going back up too? I love watching them dance. I never knew that tea leaves did that. But some are going down and some are coming back up. It's really, really neat. So that's kind of my story today, is the story about my mom sending me butterflies. And I was really grateful to my friend for sharing with me the story about the ladybugs. Now, I could have said, send me ladybugs. I could have said, Mom, send me ladybugs, but that was her thing. And not only that, but Denise can attest to this. Where we live, we have imposter ladybugs. They look like ladybugs, but they're not ladybugs. They are Asian beetles. They were brought over into the farming states to help eradicate, I believe, aphids or some kind of pest that was interfering with the fields, interfering with the agriculture. And so they brought these beetles in, they imported them in. They're called Asian beetles, or some people out here call them Japanese beetles. And then kind of like how kudzu took over the South, these beetles have just taken over here in the Midwest. You can't get rid of them now. So I know that they love water. So anytime I go upstairs, take a shower, it's like they crawl out of the woodwork. You'll find them floating in your bathtub. I don't know where they come from. They show up. When we renovated one of the bedrooms or the bathroom upstairs, when we renovated it, I had 6 inches deep of little beetle carcasses in the walls. I mean, I don't know how they're getting in. I don't know what they're doing, but I don't like them because when they crawl on you, their feet have like little razors on them, and people think they're being bit, but they're not being bit. It's the razors cutting into your skin on their little feet, and they stink, and they're just not very nice. And they're not a true red. They're more of an orangey red, but to the untrained eye or who's visiting, they might say, "Oh, you have so many beautiful little ladybugs at your home." No, I don't. I have stinky bugs that cut your feet up when you're standing in the shower because you don't know where they come from. They're awful. Aren't they, Denise? Denise already says yes, that she can attest to the fact that we have them, but they are awful. So I didn't want to get a ladybug tattoo or anything, because right now ladybugs are not a pleasant thing in this area because they're not true ladybugs. They're imposters. They're horrible. And I can go into the newly renovated bathroom, all new drywall, all new insulation, all new trim work. Everything's buttoned down, nice and tight for drafts and everything. And as soon as I turn the wall on, I'll look at the wall and there'll be 10 of them on the wall. It's like, I don't know where they come from. They're the craziest things. So I decided to go with butterflies, and I'm glad I did, because when I'm out mowing or when I'm out working in my garden, the little butterflies will flit by, and it's just nice to say, "Thanks, Mom, for sending me the butterfly." And it's a story I like to tell when I go down to the conservation center, the wildlife place, and we do the monarch butterfly tagging, because we're on the path of monarchs to go down to Mexico. Stop. And so we catch the butterflies, we put little stickers on their wings so they could be monitored and tracked, and then they fly on down to Mexico. They are awful. They're awful, Denise. Okay, we are at more than 5 minutes. I'm going to bring the camera down and let's do the tea. Gwen says, "You've given me an idea. I want to find a dove necklace for my daughter for Christmas. I should have named her middle name Dove because my grandma and great grandma's middle names were Dove." That's beautiful. And yes, you should get her an honorary Dove and tell her that her honorary middle name is now Dove. Her middle name, her second middle name. That's beautiful, Gwen. I like that idea. All right, let's bring this down. And let's see if we can get our tea here dispensed. Let's see if we get a beautiful color. We've learned that the color in here is never quite the same as the colors when we put it in here. So here we go. Oh, stop it. I'm going to have to put her outside because I know that hurts your ears. Let me throw her outside again. I'm going to give her the boot. If only she realized that it makes me so dizzy to get up and do that. I wish she wouldn't do that to me. I just feel like I'm drunk, this inner ear thing. Yes, it ties into the dove thing with my mom. Absolutely. I think that's beautiful. So we've dispensed our tea. It smells lovely. I can smell the mint. And it is a pretty colored tea. It's very yellow, isn't it? It's a very yellow tea. Let's smell it. I can smell the orange. I can smell the mint, whatever that Nana mint is. I can smell it. Let's see if it's not too hot for me to try to take a sip. It's nice, but I feel like I need just a little bit of honey or something in it. It has the orange in it, the orange rind, and you can just barely pick up a little bit of the bitterness of the orange rind. Let me grab some honey. I've got honey right here. Let's see what this does to it. Of course, I don't have anything to stir with because I'm just not prepared this morning because we had a long night last night. Let me tell you about my night last night. Oh, goodness. What am I going to stir with? I don't have my little yogurt spoon with me. Okay. Let's add a little bit of honey in here and I'll tell you about our night. Let's try this. Oh, yes. The honey is the ticket. My hair is falling out. The honey is the ticket with this tea. That is lovely. Oh, gosh, that's nice. Oh, my goodness. And you can feel the heat go all the way down into your chest. I love that feeling. I don't get that when I drink coffee. But trying these different teas, I've been experiencing that when I drink the teas. So nice. So, Jim is not a very big communicator. He doesn't often call his siblings. He doesn't often call his mother. And he doesn't often call his sons. The sons will call him. Every once in a while, if I prod him and poke at him, he'll call his siblings or they'll call him. We don't hear from his mother very often. Good morning, Blue. Good morning. We have the North Star tea. I just added a little bit of honey. It is so delicious. So delicious. Let me show you this pretty little picture, Blue, and then I'll get on with my little story. Or I don't want to say it's family drama because it's not drama, but Blue, look at the tea. Look at how beautiful that little tea blend is. Oh, I love it. I got so excited when I opened it. Yeah, sounds like Tanny. Yeah, I don't know why, but they just don't communicate well. So every once in a while, I'll tell Jim, you need to call your mother. Because I know when I go long periods of time without hearing from my boys, it hurts my heart. And, this is something I try to get across to my boys. When I left home and got married and started a family with Papa Jim, I called my mother every Saturday. Every Saturday I called my mom. Sometimes I had to reverse the charges because we were poor. Sometimes I had to leave my baby behind with my mother-in-law and walk down to the Circle K and call my mother, collect from a payphone because I wasn't allowed to use their phone. Crazy. We lived with them. It was horrible. So, but I always called my mother every week. And so when my boys went out into the world, it's like, they don't call me. Well, they think I need to call them. So they wait for me to call them because their mother-in-laws call the daughters every day and I don't call. It's like, well, I'm waiting for you to call me because I know they're busy. I used to call much more than I did. I used to call much more than I do now. But I would always call when somebody was out in the field working or they had something to do. And it's like, well, when you're free, you call me because I'm the one with the open schedule now. I know you're busy living your life. You call me. Well, they don't call very often, so I call them. But, every once in a while, isn't that a gorgeous tea, Blue? Oh, my God, I'm in love with it. So every once in a while, I have to tell Jim, you need to call your mama. You need to call your mama. And he doesn't. And a week will go by. I'll say, did you call your mom? He's like, no. You need to call your mama. because I know as a mom, it does my heart good when one of the boys call and say, I just want to call and tell you I was thinking of you and I love you. I love those phone calls. I don't care if we don't have anything to talk about, but just to call me would be a wonderful thing. So I've been telling him the last several weeks, you need to call your mama. She's 83 now. So you're not going to have too many more opportunities to call her. You can call your mom. I will. And then he gets busy with something or he just doesn't communicate that way. So, hence the love letter from yesterday. I love you. And he's like, ditto. I mean, he just the way he is. So, I was speaking with his sister a couple of nights ago and I said, how's mama? And she goes, oh, she's not doing good. She's really declined over the last couple of weeks, really bad. And I was like, oh, I had a feeling. It's like, you call your mother. She's really declined. And she says, I was over there the other day and I just kind of sat in bed with her and visited with her. And she said to Jim's sister, the mother said to Jim's sister, I think God's telling me I need to get my stuff in order. Oh, okay, Jim, you need to call your mother. So, and this was, I don't know, Friday night, Saturday night that I spoke to the sister. And so I told Jim last night, I said, look, I know I've been telling you to call your mom, but you need to know that your mom said this. So he called and she answered her phone. The sister was sitting there with her. And, she was so excited to hear from him. And where's your wife? I said, I'm right here, Mom. And she goes, oh, I love you guys so much. Thank you for calling me. It makes me so happy that you called me. And she was very, very thrilled. And she said to the sister, she goes, Joe's on the phone. And it's like, it's not Joe. And so the sister gets on the phone. She says, oh, hello, Joe. And no, it's Jim. She goes, oh, Mama's confused. She thought it was Joe. It's like, it's okay. And you can hear the mama in the background going, tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry. And we're thinking sorry that she got confused. But no, she's saying she's sorry because she thinks her body's worn out. She says, I'm just worn out. I'm done. I'm worn out. And it's not that she was worn out and ready to go to sleep for the night. She was a nurse for many, many years. She knows, I've discussed it with her. She knows what's going through her body. She knows what's happening. She knows what stage she's in as far as end of life. And she's telling the family she's ready to get her things in order. She's telling her family she's tired. She's telling her family she's done. And she's telling her family that she's on her way out and that she's wearing out. So I told Jim, I said, I'm glad you called because you're not going to have very many opportunities to speak to your mother. And I could see the little tears, so he had a rough night last night. And, we're dealing with our little Harley dog, he's 15 and getting ready to go on his trip across the Rainbow Bridge. It was just an emotional night last night. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I noticed I lost somebody because somebody was like, oop, I'm out. Somebody left us. So I didn't sleep good last night. We've got some family members that are going through some transitioning from teen years to the harsh realities of adulthood. And they're little fledglings trying to make it out in the world and they're struggling. And so we're trying to see what we can do to offer them some opportunities. But, it has to be on reasonable adult terms. So we're having a little struggle with that as well. So I didn't sleep good. I'm still in my jammies. I got this wrap, which is all of a sudden very, very warm. I feel like I need a fan. I've got the flannel nightgown, the Mobius wrap, and hot tea. And I'm feeling a little flush because the tea's made me warm, but it's so delicious. North Star. Gwen says, oh, hello, Laura from Hedgehog's Homestead. I inhaled fuzz off of my wrap here. Gwen says, I've lost both parents. It is so hard. Hubby's dad has passed. His mom lives, maybe 100 yards from you, and you talk to and see her daily. That's wonderful. And I'm glad that Jim's sister, mom lives with the one sister and the other sister's just down the road. They live in the same community. So the two sisters are right there caring for mom, and that's wonderful. And throughout, I don't know, her husband, her last husband passed away, I want to say in like 1990. So since then, she's lived with one of the girls, and they've helped take care of her and stuff. And like I said, she's 83 now. So I'm glad that they're there for her. I wish we could see her more often. Jim flew out to see her a couple years ago, and I was able to go out another time with him and go out and see her. Self-care is the most important thing. Yeah, it is. Truly is. So I slept in this morning. Speaking of the self-care, I stayed up late because of all of this family drama, but I slept in this morning. That's why I'm still in my nightgown. Did not bother to get dressed, and just thought I'd throw my hair into a little ribbon and come and sit with you guys and have some tea with you this morning. I'm telling you guys, adding that honey, the honey with the orange that's in this tea, this is like another one of my favorites. This is one where if Jim said, go on to David's Tea and get whatever you want, this is one I would get. Not just because it tastes so good, but my gosh, my heart just like filled with joy when I saw that little star. And I've got more. I've got more, and there's little stars in them. I've got more little stars. I love this little tea. It's like doing things backwards in a mirror. There we go. Gwen says, I'm glad we are as close to with her heart surgery and then cancer treatments. Oh, yes. It would have been impossible to do all that she needed done if we weren't far apart. Very true. You know, when I moved out here to Iowa, I came here with the premise of taking care of my mother. My mother had moved out here with my sister, and then my mother ended up going to a care facility. And I just felt like I needed to be out here to take care of my mom and do things with my mom. The care facility was like 15 miles from where her children lived. And maybe somebody would stop in and see her. And I'm not bashing them. I mean, people have their busy lives. They were all working. But, you know, mom was in a care facility 15 miles away. So when Jim proposed to me about moving out here to Iowa, I said yes. We put in our notices at work. I gave a 3-day notice. We packed up. We moved out here. And I was so happy the first time I got to go see my mother. And the situation where she was staying was not the best. I mean, I had to turn them into the state a couple times. And I moved her to a facility that was closer. And I got to go see her 3, 4, 5 times a week. And I loved it. And her grandchildren, my sons, would go see her. And now when I speak to them, if we talk about grandma, they will say, I'm so glad I went down to have lunch with her when I could. And I got to go visit with her, because they realize now she's gone and they can't do that. But I'm glad that they have the positive memory to look back on, not saying, gosh, I wish I would have done more. Or I feel bad that I never went to go have lunch with grandma. That was the great thing, is the staff is so wonderful where she was. And we'd go down and we'd have lunch with her. And I would even go down and put money in an account for the other family members. There's money in an account. Go down and have lunch with mom. Your lunch is paid for. And sometimes I would, but not very often. She needed more lunch times. Jim's mother needs more phone calls. So if you'll keep her in your prayers and good thoughts, I would appreciate it. Jim as well. I've lost 3 parents. I know that sounds strange, Gwen, but I've lost my father that raised me, my dad that raised me from the time I was born. And then I lost my biological father on the day that I was diagnosed with cancer. We almost died on the same day. We were born one day apart. Like my birthday's on the 21st and his is on the 20th. Or is it the 22nd? Ooh, that's bad of me. And then we almost both passed away on the 4th of July on the same year, 2015. And then I lost my mother 10 months after that. So I've gone through, and my biological father, I only knew him 5 or 6 years, but I really did grow to care for him and love him. So his passing was a difficulty, not to mention the fact that, I learned about that just hours out of coming out of surgery. I was still, pretty loopy and stuff, and had to say goodbye with everybody standing around my hospital bed. Oh my goodness. I told my doctor, and my doctor cried. But so, Jim took it okay when his dad passed away. I know it was hard on him, but he doesn't show that emotion very much. But I just want him to recognize he's got to spend some time talking to his mama. He doesn't have very many weekends left to call her. So let's move on from all of this life reality of caring for our parents and each other. So I love you all, by the way. I'll say that because we don't say it enough. I've never met but one person in this group, but I love you guys. The love of friendship is a wonderful thing. Okay. Let's get the iPad out. Let's look at our little kindness advent calendar, the kindness of the day. My ribbon needs to be tightened. It keeps slipping down. I love this little ribbon, by the way. Reminds me of Gidget. Remember when Gidget would tie her hair up in a little ribbon? I love it. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that Kirstie Alley passed away yesterday? Isn't that a shocker when you think of an actress or a singer or a movie star and you hear that they pass away and you're like, oh, because, you feel like they're like you relate to them. So you think you're close in age. And then you read they're like, oh, and they were 79. And you're like, what? They were what? They weren't that much older than me. And they were. Kirstie Alley was 71. And Jim are like, what? She was 71. It's not possible. Let's look at our little calendar. Blue says, oh, I love you too, beautiful lady. Mahoosive huggles. I love it when she says that. Love you, Gwen. All right, let's look at our little calendar here. I love this little calendar. It's done up by some 6th graders. So this is our little advent calendar. I wish we didn't have a glare. If I have the glare, though, you might be able to see the amaryllis plant and the butterfly hanging in the window, but I don't know. All right, so we're on day 6. Let's hit day 6. See if I could do this without dropping it and making myself dizzy. Day 6, boop. Hit the snowman. Let's see what we've got. Oh, day 6. Give a friend or family member a Christmas card. Oh my goodness, you should see this drawing. Look at this drawing of these little penguins standing outside in the snow, outside of an igloo with their little fire going. The little kids are playing paddleball back and forth. And the little penguin is giving the other penguin a Christmas card. So let's see what these children have to say. This is going to require my spectacles. I'm going to make a spectacle of myself. Here we go. La la. So these little children say for our kindness advent calendar today, don't you love getting Christmas presents and cards from loved ones? Well, not everyone gets cards and gifts from their loved ones. Today's act of kindness is to make a Christmas card for someone you love and enjoy hanging out with, so they get some Christmas love too. If you have a friend or a family member that you love and care for, send them a homemade Christmas card. The simple act of making the card will mean a lot to them. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it just needs to be made by you. Just tell them Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, and you can also put how much you mean to them and draw or paint something you like or enjoy doing with them. Oh, how sweet. That is so sweet. And here's another little drawing. Here's another little drawing of 2 little girls outside of a house. There's the house next to a Christmas tree. I never know where the camera is. Next to a Christmas tree, and one's handing the other one a card. Look how cute that is. Oh, I just love these little children. Oh, I love it. So that is our random act of kindness today. Doesn't have to be fancy. You could, if you have, what works really good. I'll tell you what works really good. If you have any old Christmas cards that someone sent you last year, and you open up the card and they wrote on this side of the card, if you have this side of the card that hasn't been written on, but it has the pretty picture on the front, you can just separate the two. You can just take the front of the card off. Here. You can just take the front of the card off. This is where the writing is on this side. You can just tear it right here. And then you've got this part that you can give to a friend. Where did you find this? It is awesome. It is, let me find the website for you, sweetie. It's called Noomii.com, Noomii.com. And it is the Acts of Kindness Advent Calendar, because it's better to give than to receive. And this says it is presented by Mr. Dutel's and Mr. Gazelle's 6th grade classes at École Glenmore Elementary. I don't think it's, I don't believe it's in the States. I'm not sure where it is, but everything, like if I click back on number 6 and I look at the students who drew this, well, those might be all right. Sometimes the names seem very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to say different because that's not very, very exotic. Sometimes the names of the children that do the drawings sound exotic. So it makes me think that maybe this elementary school is not in this United States. So, but you can go on there. You'll have the Advent calendar. It sends you, if you sign up for a notification, they'll send you an email every day and say, okay, here's day 6's little Advent for you for today. But I just kind of keep it pulled up on my little iPad. So, oh goodness, friends. So let me see, is there anything else to discuss? I'm going to go upstairs when we're done. I'm going to find some yarn for my snood today. My nose tickles. And I think I'm going to see if I can get some of the snood. Good. See if I can get the snood worked on today and see what I can come up with. And hopefully, God, I was going to say something, but I want to make sure it comes off the correct way that doesn't sound callous. I mean, I'm going to put some effort into making things to go to this Civil War era Christmas party on Saturday. I hope we get to go. I hope that we don't have a family emergency that would prevent me going, but family would take priority, of course. So please keep Jim's family, Jim's mother and siblings in your prayers, like I said. And then, for our other little family member that's struggling, that we're trying so hard. You're going to be making soap today. Fun. I've got all my soap supplies upstairs, but I have not made a good batch of soap in a long while because my doctors keep saying they don't want me making soap. Even though I'm exceptionally careful with my lye, I have scar tissue in both lungs from getting pneumonia after chemo so much that they're like, we know you're careful. We know you have plenty of ventilation, but we'd rather you not play with the lye for a good long while. It's like, all right. So I've kind of set everything back for a while. But making soap is a lovely, fun thing to do, Gwen. Have fun. Have fun. Blue's going to be putting her feet up, curling up with a blankie and watching movies. Blue, did you see that I shared a movie yesterday that I'm not promoting it, but I'm sharing it because I'm kind of proud of the person who wrote it. I've known her since she was 6 years old. See if you can find it. It's on like Amazon Prime, Tubi. I can't remember where else she said it was available, but it's called hashtag. You don't have to do the hashtag. You spell out the word hashtag blessed the movie. Sweet little Christmas movie, not your traditional Hallmark movie, but it is a sweet little movie. It's wonderful for her. Yes, it's very, very fun. I watched it on Tubi. Tubi, I think, is the app that I downloaded onto my TV, and we were able to watch it there. So very, very sweet. And she's such a sweet girl. I'm very proud of her for actually having a movie it's going to be in Redbox, the Redbox things where you can go in and rent a movie right out of Redbox. She's won several little independent film festival awards. And I'll just say it, girls, at the risk of Grandpa Jim watching this later. Santa. That's all I'm going to say. They cast a really awesome Santa. He doesn't look like your traditional Santa. Epicness will find it. Yay. So I think when we're done here, I'm going to get some breakfast. I'm going to run upstairs and get that yarn together to start working on my snood. And much like Blue, I might wrap up in my tortilla blanket like a big old burrito or a chalupa. And I might just sit and turn a movie on and work on my snood. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit the thumb before you leave. I would appreciate it. And I really am thankful and grateful and blessed that you guys will spend the morning with me to have coffee. This one is a keeper. North Star. I'm loving it. And I'm glad I have enough to make a second one because this is really, really nice. All right, friends. I'm going to say goodbye for now. We will see you tomorrow at 10:15 in the morning, Central Standard Time. Invite a friend. We'll see what kind of tea we get tomorrow. We'll do another mail call. We'll read a story from my blog. I didn't read a story from my blog today because we shared the story about the butterfly because it had to do with the mail call. But we'll get together, and I hope you can join me tomorrow. Have a great day. Thank you, Gwen. Have an awesome one, Loverlies, says Blue. Thank you. Laura, have a blessed day. Be safe. I saw you're working with footings and concrete and foundations and stuff. Be safe. And if Denise is still here, Denise, have a wonderful day as well. I will see you guys later. Bye. I'm going to hit the button that says end broadcast. It always makes me look like I just don't know what I'm doing.